Hi everybody, you've reached Sherry Taylor's How to Create a Pivot Table in Excel. This is a very handy tool that you need to learn to use in order to summarize various data sets. What I have here is occupation data from the Illinois Department of Employment Security. The SOC code is what identifies the individual occupations, and then I have the education that's required for each of those occupations, as well as the 2014 employment level and the projected 2024 employment level. What I want to do is aggregate these together by education, and the only way to do that is through the use of a pivot table. The first step that you need to take is to make sure that your mouse has clicked somewhere within the data itself. So it can be over here or it can be over here, but if you're clicking outside of the data table itself, then when you go to select pivot table, it won't know what data you actually want to work with. So I'm going to put the mouse back into the data itself and go up top to Insert and Pivot Table. Right here is where you can verify that it actually selected the data set that you wish. Now the reason that they have this option is so that you can actually have multiple data sets on the same data page, and you can work with each of those data sets independently. But here I only have one data set on this page, and I'm going to put it into a new worksheet. So I'm going to click on OK, and now we have the actual pivot table fields that you can work with. These, as you notice, are all the headers that were in the original data set. Now I want to pivot everything based upon education. So I want to take education and put it into the row. And now you'll see I have a unique list of all the education levels that were within my data set. Now I want to sum the 2014 values and the 2024 values. Now I want to give you a word of caution. Sometimes when you drop these down into the sum values table here, it'll actually come up as count of 2014. Now that would not work for this particular data set. I actually need the sum. But if that should happen, go click on Value Field Settings and you can change it from count back to sum. So just double check to make sure that you have the right summation within that field. So now I have my information summarized as I wish. So I'm going to go ahead and copy what is inside there. If you go ahead and copy this, and I'll explain why I'm doing this in a minute. If you copy this, you're just going to get another regular pivot table. Okay? Now you can't really work with this information because it's connected to the wizard. So we need to disconnect it. So I'm just going to copy the middle information here and repaste it. And now when I click anywhere within this data, I'm not getting the wizard pop up, but if I click up here, the wizard comes back. So I need to remove that wizard. So now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and delete all these rows up top so they are out of my way now that I already have the data summarized. This data is for 2014 and this data was for 2024. Now I can actually go ahead and create a graph or whatever it is that I wish to do in order to show the summation of that information. And there we go. Thank you for watching.